Moving on to macros. So we have a number of changes to the macros directory. First of all, there is a directory browser that's available that allows you to access the various system files more easily. Next, there's a new two macros actually, a create surface view and create surface view with edge. That's really a powerful feature to be able to snap to create a view and change the work plane to a surface that you pick, and I'll demonstrate that in a second. And then two modifications to the Ifc Converter macro. Actually, this is actually moved to the menu now, so it's actually removed as a macro. Same thing with the Revit Ifc Export macro. That is removed because now there is a new installation that you can access from our website for Tekla users, where it installs a export option to export directly an Ifc to Revit with the settings that are preferred. So let's go talk about this here back in the model. Let me go ahead and open the tools macros. So here's my directory browser, and I'll go ahead and open that. And it's just a user interface for you to say go to open your user settings. So all these different settings are located in different locations within Tekla structures. So it's just an easier way for you to get to the information that you're looking for. Here, even opening up, Excel spreadsheets, catalogs, IMP files, all those examples. All right, so then talking about the Create Surface View macro. So what I'm going to do is hit the Create Surface View and hit Run, and it's going to prompt me to, down at the bottom, say pick the surface to snap to. So say there's just a beam that I want to pull a dimension on. I'll just go ahead and hover over this beam, and what it's going to do is create a view and then snap the global work plane to that, so that if there's anything I need to do, whether it's model or just dimension or whatever activity I'm doing, I'm in that work plane. And if I want to go back and snap back, I can close out of that view, and then I just go ahead and hit the work plane global macro, and then it sets that back again. So for like modeling sloped roofs and things like that, that obviously is a nice feature, or just to, like I did there, just to pull off a quick dimension. Now on the Ifc Converter, as I said, that's now in the menu under Tools, Ifc Convert Ifc Objects, just so you're aware of that. And then the Revit macro here looks like this once you install it. It says export to Revit, and you can see this is its own little interface. Now this is simplified in terms of whether you want to export bolts and reinforcement, and whether you do exported selected or export all. If we compare this to what was there before, I can see that there's more options here on what's in Tekla's menu. The big thing to be aware of here is that the export type is going to be set to presentation view with this export to Revit macro. Okay, it's forcing everything to be defining it as boundary representation of all the objects. You can still have intelligence with the data that's going across by customizing within the US Common Profile folder. There's an object ifc property sets.imp file where you can customize what data you want to export out into the Ifc objects. So if you have more questions on that, contact us and we can send you some documentation on that. But basically, we have kind of a simplified approach here. Now, I do recommend that you still, there's export all or export selected. I do recommend that you use selection filters. For example, we have an example, this Ifc export selection filter, and all that is just a selection filter set up to remove things such as the anchor bolts and washers, which have a certain naming convention kind of out of the box within Tekla structures. So we've kind of set it up here where it's just filtering out everything based on our out-of-the-box settings. All right, so here I can see I have that selected, and it's selecting all the elements that are going to be exported out, and then I could go ahead and hit export selected. So there, the user, you the user are controlling what is being selected, which is an important part.